Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 3 of the Premier League Punters. We've got returning guests, Flash, Big Man on campus, and a special guest, Mr. Martin Green from Need for Tips, because Alex is in labour, or his wife is. So it's all very exciting, and he's at hospital now, and Martin has filled in. You've got big boots to fill there, Martin. How confident are you feeling?
Oh, very confident. Alex can stay in labour for a good couple of weeks because he'll have a far better time with me giving tips than him, I think.
And how's everyone? I'll tell you. Well, actually, I'm going to pull up in 1 second. First of all, big bet from you, Flash, last week. Stoke came in. Good bet there.
Yeah, I was very lucky, to be honest. I watched the game, and it was very educational last weekend. Got away with a couple and got beat up on a couple as well, where I almost got it 100% right. Whereas if I'd have just been a little bit more conservative, would have been a lot more fruitful.
Yeah, and Big Man, you are leading in the profit stakes. I believe 7-point-something units of profit. You are number 1 there. How are you feeling with all that cash in your pocket?
I feel great, but Natalie, it's a very long season, and I feel good. I mean, it's making up for some other leagues I'm not doing quite as well in, but Premier League is my favorite, and I'm happy to be back with 3 English people today. I'm looking forward to it.
3 English and an American. I'm gonna bring up now our profit and loss. Let me see if I can do this smoothly. 1, 2, 3, upload, and then this here. So this is what we have done to date so far, and there we go. So we are up 13.6 units of profit. We have already delivered 67 tips, 36 wins and 27 losses. So there we go. And that's we're just into the third week. So pretty good going, everybody. But let's kick off. And before we start, actually, powered by 888 Sports. All the odds that I'm quoting today are from 888 Sport. If you want to take full advantage of their odds, the link is in the description below this video to visit 888 Sports. Sign up, get an account, and follow our picks. Bournemouth versus Man City was what we're going to start off with this week. Man City 1.3, draw 5.4, and Bournemouth 9.5. Apart from you, Flash, we were pretty much all on the same page there, saying that Everton was going to keep it close on Monday. They certainly did that. 1-1 draw. We went for Everton with a plus. That bet came in. Flash, you went for Man City minus 1.5. You were expecting more out of them. Can they deliver more in this match? They've got to win. Otherwise, I don't think that they should be contenders for the title.
Listen, they've got to. I mean,
I think. So did Flash just freeze for everybody else?
Yeah, I lost him.
All right. I will move over to you, Martin. Bournemouth versus Man City. What do you think?
It looks like something out of a Harry Potter film when they threw the wand and you stop mid-speech. Yeah, I think it's too early to write Man City off, even if they don't win this match, because it's a long old season, as we said earlier. But having looked at the recent head-to-heads between these two sides, Man City really have had the upper hand against Bournemouth, and I think that's because Bournemouth aren't a particularly defensive side. They like to play open, expansive football and really have a go at teams, which really plays into the hands of a team like Man City. So in recent meetings, it's been, I think they won 4-0 last season and 2-0, and the previous season it was 4-0 and 5-1. So they've always won by at least 2 clear goals, and I think Man City can do it again here. So I'm going for Man City minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap at odds of 1.91.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. The question is can Bournemouth score? Big Man, any thoughts on this match? Can Bournemouth score? Obviously, they haven't scored yet. They struggle to find the back of the net against Man City. What are you predicting?
Yeah, you know, I've been beaten by Bournemouth in both weeks this year, and I've been a person that I write them off fairly early. I'm probably going to do it again. But I have a feeling they can score in this game. I know they haven't scored, but Jermaine Defoe seems to be getting back into good graces here. Might be on the field. He was on the field yesterday, I believe, in that game that they played in the EFL Cup. They're the best attacking team in the league, probably, is Man City. They'll win this game. They should win it going away. I kind of fancy both teams to score over 2.5 at 2.00, but I just can't back Bournemouth in any circumstance to score a goal. I'm just not confident they can do it. They have a lot of problems right now and look really poor. I'm going to agree with Martin. Man City at minus 1.5 for me as well.
Yeah, same. I found 1.94 there. Flash, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Cool. What you froze there for a second. What were you? We were sort of saying that obviously Bournemouth struggled to score against Man City and to score in general. We're all going on Man City minus 1.5. Are you going to make it a full house, or are you going for something else?
No, full house. That was the only thing that I could see. You can't trust both teams to score. So for me, 100%.
Yeah, or okay, Man City minus 1.5 is the bet there. Crystal Palace versus Swansea. Palace 1.91, draw 3.5, Swansea 4.2. All of those odds, 888 Sport. Finished 14th and 15th last year, respectively. Neither team have picked up a win. Both teams will be looking for those 3 points. Will they walk away with the 3 points, or will this end in a draw? Will it be close? Big man, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I think Palace has been one of the more frustrating teams so far this year. I mean, still have no goals. I mean, just can't finish. I mean, they're doing a lot of things right. They just can't seem to finish and get inside the net. I think this is desperation. I think they have to win this game. If it's at home, the face of the team in Swansea, who I think really has a shot this year to get relegated. They look really bad early on. Gylfi Sigurdsson gone is really their whole team. You got to travel now to a place that's a tough place to go and play at Sellers Park. I think we see a really solid Palace victory here. They have to get the job done early on. They can't afford to not get a result here, and I think it's going to be a winning result. 1.9 for me. I might hear about this one more a little bit later. 1.9 Crystal Palace straight win for me.
Interesting. I have to say I'm looking at trends on this one. Neither team have scored. I'm wondering whether this is going to be really tight. Flash, any thoughts here?
Yeah, Crystal Palace, one of my best bets of the weekend. I've picked out 4 really good ones, and none of them really involved any of the top sides in the division. Per se, obviously there is other teams that have got off to a good start. I see that Palace, they'll be too strong. They'll be too mobile for Swansea. I see Swansea having a tough year. So yeah, for me, 1.91 Palace. Yeah, they're definitely for me.
Hey Flash. You would agree that at this point, Swansea looks like early on a really legitimate relegation candidate, don't they?
Yeah, but I mean, there's been quite a few so far. You'd say the same about Bournemouth. You'd say the same about Newcastle. You'd say the same about Huddersfield because of the quality. They haven't got the quality when week in, week out. So for me, there's about 6 or maybe 6 teams at the moment that I would be really sort of wary of getting involved with. Stoke might even be one.
Yeah, Brighton. You didn't mention Brighton have had a terrible start. Brighton are a given though. We sent them down before the first game of the season, Martin. Oh, right.
we sealed their fate.
Brighton and we thought Huddersfield. Brighton definitely is written.
Yeah. Well, what, Martin? Are you going for that Crystal Palace win? Or have you got something else?
I'm not going for the Crystal Palace win in this one. I don't really like the look of this game just because both teams have got off to a terrible start this season. And yeah, I just think Crystal Palace, Frank de Boer's trying to instill a new way of playing football. He's trying to turn them from scrappy Sam Allardyce players into expansive playing football type players. And it's going to take a little while to make that transition. So I'm unconvinced by them. Like you say, neither team has scored yet all season. So I'm going to go for under 2.5 goals in this game, odds of 1.77. I think it could go either way, but I think it'll be a low scoring game.
Yeah, they haven't scored, but in fairness, there's only been 2 matches. It's like all season long. But yeah, it's been the 2 matches. But I'm with you on that one. Under 2.5 goals, 1.77. So we've got 2 bets for the under and 2 bets for Crystal Palace. Who's a correct score better? Martin, you like correct scores, don't you? If you had to predict a correct score, what would it be in that match?
Oh, this is the one where I shouldn't be answering that because I'm shying away from the match result. But if you
2-1.
I'm going under 2.5 goals. So I'll go either 1-1 or 1-0 to Crystal Palace.
There we go. Flash, are you a correct score better?
No, not at all. Not unless it's just to have a mess about 5 or something. But right. Yeah, I mean, I quite like 2-0 Palace.
Yeah, okay. As long as it's under 2.5 goals. Okay. Huddersfield versus Southampton. Southampton 2.1, draw 3.3. Huddersfield 3.7. Huddersfield, obviously, this will be their toughest match yet. It's I think they're second at the moment. I'm sure they won't be in that spot for too much longer. But this will be their toughest challenge yet. Southampton, home win looks quite tempting, 2.1. But are there any other bets? Flash, what do you like in this match?
Yeah, Southampton for me. Left them alone for the first 2 weeks. They got their 3 goals last week. Their attacking has really gone up a couple of notches. So you've got to look at the way that Southampton's set up, and I think that they'll be far too strong for Huddersfield in both defence and midfield. And I don't see Huddersfield keeping a clean sheet against Southampton. Southampton away win for me, real strong.
Real strong. Okay, going for that away win. Anybody like both teams to score though? Huddersfield, they're at home. Can they get a goal against Southampton?
I think
Not
Southampton are a pretty strong defensive side. I mean, they kept a clean sheet in their first game. They keep it pretty tight. I mean, I know they conceded twice against West Ham, but they do have a habit of grinding out wins and keeping it quite tight at the back. So I don't know. I'm with Flash. I'm just going to go for a straight Southampton win. They are away from home, but odds of 2.25 look really good on Southampton. And I think this Huddersfield juggernaut has to come crashing to a halt soon. So I think there's really good value in opposing them right now.
Yeah, we did say that about Leicester a couple of seasons ago, but then
stop it.
But then does lightning strike twice? So this is the conundrum. Big man, are you going for the Saints win as well?
You know, I think the bookmakers did a really good job with this game. I think a lot of people will jump on Huddersfield and say 3.8 at home. I have all the brimming confidence, and just kind of buy into that. And I got to be honest, I'm going to be one of them. I'm going to go draw double chance Huddersfield here. I disagree a little bit. I think they have some decent players. Steve Mooney is, I think, a pretty good player. Aaron Moy is a guy that can score goals. At the end of the day, I'm going to ride a team like this. I mean, they seem to start – again, are they going to win anything? No, but they're believing. They're well coached. They have a great fan base, and they're pretty decent. They're a pretty decent side. They can hang in games, and they have people that can score goals. I'll keep riding it to the wheels off. Huddersfield or draw double chance 1.83. I think this is – I could see a draw here. I'm not overly in love with Southampton. I'm sorry.
Okay, there we go. Saints win for me as well, I have to say. So we've got 3 on the Saints and then Huddersfield. Huddersfield and the draw, did you say double chance?
Yes, I was considering the straight win, but I won't get greedy. I'll go 1-1 here. Huddersfield draw double chance 1.83.
All right. Well, you like the unders, though. I think there was somebody else that was on the chat that was mentioning the unders. Are we in favour of the unders here or the overs, or no thought?
Yeah, I mean, I think Mark's right. I mean, this is a pretty good defense. I mean, Huddersfield, yeah, I think they can play well on the defensive side as well. I'm not big on it, but I could see it.
I wouldn't go unders. I think this game reminds me of Watford versus Southampton last season, and Southampton won 4-2. It turned into a basketball match. And the thing is with Huddersfield, if they go behind, this is where they've got to learn. They've got to be patient. And if they go behind at home, with the crowd the way they are, I think that it will turn into a basketball match and they'll just keep piling forward. Southampton will catch them on the break time and time again.
Okay. Newcastle versus West Ham. Newcastle 2.3, West Ham 3.1, draw 3.4, all odds 888 Sport, powered by 88 Sport. If you want the odds, click the link in the description box below this video. Both had a miserable start. Both have lost their matches. West Ham did, if you look at their season last season, proved to be better at scoring on the road. I'm just wondering if this match has got goals written all over it there. What do you think, Martin? What do you like in this match?
Like the Crystal Palace v Swansea game, it's not a match that I'm overly excited about from a betting perspective, simply because they've both got off to a terrible start this season, and both managers are actually the favourites to be the first managers to leave their post this summer, just because Rafa Benitez isn't getting the backing he needs at Newcastle, so he's probably going to walk away, and there's a good chance that Slaven Bilic will be sacked if he doesn't improve results at West Ham. So I think for me, I'm going to sort of shy away from any outright betting on this one. But I do like the look of Chicharito, Javier Hernandez to score at any time. I think he's a very dangerous striker and he'll give Newcastle a real tough game. So 3.0 on Chicharito to score.
Oh, not bad odds there. So anybody surprised to see West Ham have the slightly longer odds?
Yeah, I am. I make them favourites. I think they're far too strong for Newcastle, and especially across the back four. I mean, they were decent the other day, Southampton. At Southampton, they were decent, and apart from the penalty in the 93rd minute, they would have got away with a 2-2 draw. For me, they're far too strong, and I'm going to actually go with West Ham.
Yeah, that was I was on that line of thought as well. I have to say, was surprised to see them with the higher odds. So you're going straight West Ham win there.
I am, yeah.
Nice. All right, big man. What have you got?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Flash here totally. I think the odds don't make a lot of sense. I think West Ham should be a favorite. I had an ode to West Ham. I watched Green Street Hooligans, an American movie, right before we went on the air here, and I'm almost a Hammers fan all of a sudden after watching that. I know it's very. It's
the Hobbit went to East London for a
yes, and teamed up. Yes, and again, it just gave me so much, drive to take them this week. I think they're going to get off the shelf and get the job done. Newcastle's turned into quite the shit show. John Joe Shelby with his antics and Rafa's problems. I think they get off and I know Arnautovic won't play here, but Chicharito looks poised. I think that's a good bet by Martin, but I think they get the job done here. They signed, or they didn't sign. They signed Hernandez to do this, score goals, win games. I like the 3 here. I'll go West Ham as well.
All right, going for the West Ham. I'm liking goals, I have to say. Goals, over 2.5 goals is my bet. What have I got there? Yeah, 1.95. So it's goals. Watford versus Brighton. Watford 1.91, draw 3.5. Brighton 4.2. I'm looking, I have to say, at the straight home win. I think the good odds there, 1.91. Anybody else taking the home win?
Yeah, me. I'm all over this. Yeah, I think Watford looked very good last weekend, beating Bournemouth 2-0 away. Yeah, I mean 1.91 looks good. I think if you can get about 2.05 on a Watford win, which just looks very good. And Brighton have got off to a very, very slow start this season, and they really look like they're lacking a bit of pace and spark going forward. So I'd be a bit worried if I was a Seagulls fan right now that they're not creating enough chances. So yeah, I think Watford can take this one. Looks good price.
Yeah, I like that bet a lot, actually. What are you going for, big man?
Yeah, I'm concerned that I don't know if Brighton can score goals. I mean, they're just in over their head in this league, and I think we all know that. It's a pass for me. I don't really like Watford much either. I'm going to pass on this one completely.
All right, complete pass. What about you, Flash? Are you passing or playing?
Under 2.5 goals. Don't care if there's a winner in the game. It's just under 2.5 goals. I can't see Watford scoring 3, and I can't see Brighton getting 1. So for me, it's just under 2.5 goals. Sit down. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if there's goals.
Yeah, I can't see Brighton scoring as well, to be honest. All right. So we've got under 2.5 goals, and then 2 of us on Watford with the man passing.
I don't claim to be a championship love affair or that kind of guy, but how did they make the Premier League? I often wonder that. This team's brutal.
Because they didn't let goals in, big man. They stayed in games. You know, a lot like Leicester, the year that we came up under Nigel Pearson, didn't score many goals in the first sort of 65, 70 minutes, and then got their winners late on. Murray, Knockout, but Dunk and the Irish, Duffy, they were outstanding, and they had Stockdale in goal. They had a really strong spine, and they stayed in games and were very difficult to beat.
Yeah. Do you think Brighton will keep this match tied?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have their chances the other day against Leicester, but again, they were chasing the game after the first minute.
I feel like if they're going to win a game, it'd be this one maybe, but it's tough to go on the road, and like Carriage Road's a tough place to play. So,
I mean, what are the odds? Obviously, I don't want to put you out here. What are the odds on under 3.5 goals?
I think that would be low.
Yeah, but you normally like them ones.
But normally I combine it with another bet. So you take like Martin likes those ones as well. So you have to combine it like with the winner and the under 3.5 goals just to play the under 3.5 goals. You're definitely looking at like 1.5, 1.4.
I don't think anyone's offering a line on that. You'd have to choose the match result as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Manchester United versus Leicester. Man United 1.28, draw 5.4. Leicester 11.5. Man United got off to an incredible start, 4-0, 4-0. But I tell you what, though, this fixture sees goals. Both teams are on scoring form. I think we're going to see goals in this match. I like this bet a lot. Big man, I'm going to start with you. Run us through what you think about this match.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Natalie. They're scoring goals for fun, United. Leicester as well. They're always a team that's going to go forward. Both teams will score over 2.5, 2.75. I don't think we need to go too much in depth with this one. Actually, I'm sorry, 2.37. It went down a little bit. Money's coming in, obviously, on that. I'm also going to go again with Lukaku to score anytime, 1.72. I'm going to bet that every week, so I'll go with 2 bets here.
Yeah, me and Martin are on the Neymar boat. That one came in, didn't it, Martin?
That's a good one too.
They're dropping the odds every week, though. I think you can only get about 4 to 9 on him to score at any time this weekend. So, I'm going to keep going with it. Got to stick with it. He's far too good for that league.
Yeah. So, sorry, Big Man, just to recap, what was your bet again?
I'm going to go both teams to score over 2.5 at 2.37. I think this is a 3-1 type of game, something like that. I'll also go Lukaku to score anytime, 1.72.
All right. What about you, Flash? Do you think goals are on the cards for this match?
I just have to leave it alone. I mean, I can see all 3. Yeah, I have to leave it alone. All 3 results for me. I can see Leicester defending deep, and I can see this being a 1-0. But I can also see it being like a 4-3, like Arsenal was. So there's too many options. I can see Vardy scoring. I can see Lukaku scoring. So whatever anyone says, there is a chance that will happen. So for me,
not enough chance for you to take it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Well, last 3 meetings last year, including the Community Shields, all went over 2.5 goals. But yeah, I can sort of see what you mean. But I do like goals in this match, I have to say. Martin, what are you going for?
Yeah, when it comes to doing the best bet show, there was only about 1 game from the Premiership this week that I actually like, that I actually want to put forward. So, but I've tried to come up with a bet for every Premiership match anyway, and I'm going to go for Man United to win and both teams to score in this game at 3.1. Hopefully, it's going to be the latter of the 2 options that you said, Flash. I think Man United haven't conceded a goal all season, but Leicester are really dangerous going forwards, and they've got the pace and the invention to cause Man United trouble. And yeah, I just think that Lukaku could be a bit too strong for them going forwards. So I could see like a 2-1, 3-1 win to Man United. So I can get odds of 3.1 on that. Man United and both teams to score. Looks good.
Nice. Worth a bit of gamble at those odds there. I'm going over 2.5 goals, 1.71. Not really a surprise. Chelsea versus Everton. Chelsea 1.4, draw 4.6, Everton 8. Obviously, Everton kept it tight as predicted. Just wondering whether they will do the same at Stamford Bridge. What do you like here, Martin?
I think their luck might run out in this game. Chelsea, and losing 3-2 to Burnley wasn't a disaster when they only had 1 pitch, but they followed it up with a very good win over Tottenham. I think they can keep it going. Everton were really on the ropes for most of that game against Man City, despite playing with 11 men versus 10. And I just think that Chelsea could watch a video of that and work out how to get around this Everton defence. So I think Chelsea can win. I don't think it will be a particularly high-scoring game, so I'm going to play it quite cautious and just go for Chelsea to win and under 4.5 goals off of 1.75.
There you go, Flash. It's not just me that plays that bet, I have to say. Flash always takes a rib when I play that bet. What do you think of that bet there, Flash? Do you think it's a good one? Chelsea in the under 4.5 goals?
I've been on a real educational one this week. And one of the way I saw Everton play against Man City, I can just see them not like letting many goals in. So I can see Chelsea winning, yeah, but I can see them winning 1-0. I don't know how the Everton actually scored the other night, to be honest. So I've got to leave this game alone as well, pass, because I can't pick it. It is one of them where I think Chelsea have done really, really well, and I think that Chelsea will win the game. But how they win the game, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's low there, 1.4, maybe good for an Aka. Big man, have you been able to find some value in this match?
I really like Everton. To start the year, I really didn't. I mean, I didn't like some of the things they did. They didn't have a lot of creativity, and then they go out and make the Gylfi Sigurdsson deal happen. And Wayne Rooney looks like a spring chicken all of a sudden. I don't know. This is a tough one to find value because I really don't know what Chelsea is. I mean, I know that things happen with Burnley, but they still have problems with Costa. They still have some off the field issues with their Cahill and doing those things. They're just tough to read for me. They crushed Everton last year in one of the games. I think it was 5-0. Yeah, I'm going to pass on this game. I agree with Flash, though. I think they're the best defensive side in the Premier League. They do a great job of defending. I'm going to pass on this one as well. I could totally see a draw here. I think I could see 0-0 here, honestly. But I'm going to pass. I don't know that this will be a high-scoring game. I wanted to take Everton, but again, just don't have the stones to do it. But watch out for them. They could be a surprise.
Stones or melons, depending. I'm going to go for Everton plus 1.5, 1.7. I'm giving them that plus handicap there.
That's a good bet, Natalie. You know what, Natalie? I'm going to ride with you on that. I like Everton.
I was surprised you weren't going to go for that one, but then I was thinking oh God, I'm riding the Everton train? Are they going to seriously let me down? But
they played well at the beginning. Yeah, they played well at the beginning of the season last year and kind of tailed off a little bit. But I'm going to go with you here. I agree with you. I kind of like to ride trends and things like that. You can't knock how they play, and they defend so well. I think this is another a 2-1 game. They could score a goal.
That's what I think as well. I think it's that's what I think, and that's what I'm looking for. Everton plus 1.5. Okay, awesome stuff. West Brom versus Stoke. West Brom 2.45, draw 3.15, and Stoke 3.1. Those odds are with 888 Sports. Stoke, obviously well called Flash there from beating Arsenal 1-0. Question is are they going to keep it low again here against West Brom? Should Stoke be the underdogs, or there's a slight underdog there? Start off with you, big man. What do you like in this match?
Yeah, Flash always makes the point of, if you can't decide, sometimes just take the draw. I think the draw looks pretty good here. I think both these teams are pretty similar. You don't really see much creativity or action between these teams. I think this is a 1-1, 0-0 type of game. I'm going to take a shot with a crazy here if I can go with Stewart. I'm going to go draw and the under 2.5 combined, 3.5. I think this is a 1-1, 0-0 type of game. I'll take a shot with that. Nice price at 3.50.
Okay. Is this a what do you think, Flash? Is this an unders game?
It could well be an unders game. I'm just going flat. West Brom. I wasn't very impressed with Stoke at all. I think that I think Arsenal panicked too early in the game. That they had them penned in. They had very little threat going forward. Stoke. They were disjointed. It looked like they had too many new players. For me, West Brom will be far too strong, far too athletic. So for me, I like West Brom, and they may well be my nap of the weekends.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. And Martin, what do you think? Have you got a thought on the outrights there? Because obviously we've got a draw and now we've got a home win. What are you going for?
I do indeed. Yeah, I'm also going for a West Brom win here. Tony Pulis just loves to beat Stoke. I think in 4 of the last 5 games between these two, West Brom have come out on top. He just knows Stoke inside out, and he knows how to get a result against them. So I definitely can't see Stoke winning this. I think they were pretty poor against Arsenal. They got unlucky. They got lucky, really. They got an offside decision in their favour, 3 penalties should have been given against them. So they got very lucky, and I think, their luck could well run out against a very strong Stoke team, West Brom team. And I think West Brom can make it 3 wins out of 3. Odds of 2.5 on West Brom. Have to go for that.
Yeah, I bet did that Stoke goal hurt a bit, being a Gunners fan?
Oh, it was just horrible. It was the typical Arsenal goal to concede. You're on top for like 55 minutes, and then you just Granit Xhaka gives the ball away like he always does, and then they just completely lose their heads defensively, concede against the run of play, and then just lay siege to the Stoke goal for 35 minutes and get absolutely nowhere, bring on poor substitutions, and end up losing a game that they should have won comfortably. It was just vintage Arsenal.
Martin, I don't want to hurt him too much because he is an Albanian, and I do respect Granit Xhaka, but he's been brutal with Arsenal, I feel like. I don't know about you. But
makes a lot of bad decisions. He gives away a lot of penalties. He's been sent off. He seemed to be maturing, and his performances had improved markedly. But yeah, he's sort of gone backwards again with his passing this season. Bit of a shame. He's definitely not the defensive linchpin that Arsenal needs, and he needs to improve his passing if he wants to be that sort of Pirlo type as well. So.
Sure.
Where are we currently sitting on the Wenger in and Wenger out, Martin? I'm going to ask you this question every week and see where you are.
I think that FA Cup final win against Chelsea at Wembley has got him a lot of brownie points with me now. I was sitting in
We'll see how long it lasts.
It was 100 times better than beating Hull or Aston Villa. That I have to be Wenger in for a bit just on the back of that.
All right. Okay. I'm going under 2.5 goals. Not the highest odds 1.6. Good for an Aka bet. But it's the only bet that I sort of really like in this match. Under 2.5 goals. I think it's going to be a really tight match. Liverpool versus Arsenal. Liverpool 2.15. Arsenal 3.35. And the draw 3.5. Big man, what do you like here?
I like both teams to score over 2.5, Natalie. Why would I get off of that? I mean, you look at the last 3 games between these teams, 17 goals combined. They just score a ton. Neither team can defend. I mean, look at today, another high-scoring game for Liverpool. They really should have 2 goals, Hoffenheim. They had a brilliant chance about 3 or 4 minutes in, and they lifted it. So many scoring options for both teams here. Arsenal, obviously, we know their bread and butter as well with all their options. I think this is one of the better bets of the weekend. Both teams to score over 2.5. This is a 2-2, 3-1 type of game. I should see plenty of goals in this one.
Yeah, I've actually got a note here saying if there is ever a time to play the Alex Classic,
that's right.
This is it. Both leaky defenses, both scoring. Now is the time to play this. I love it. Over, and both teams score 1.87, I found. And then also over 3.5 goals. I'm going to take a stab at that one as well.
Sergio saying, I thought you played unders in Liverpool games. I'd rather blow my head off than do that on a weekly basis.
Well, especially combined with Arsenal.
Yeah. Well, no, I hear you on that, but I would never play unders in Liverpool games, ever. No.
Yeah. What are you going for? Martin?
Exactly the same as Big Man. Yeah, the Alex Classic, under 2.5 goals. Sorry, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals has to be. It's a classic bet for both of these teams. So you put the 2 of them together, you really have to go for it. I think Arsenal will concede. They always concede, but they do have a goal threat, and Liverpool have a particularly leaky defence. So I'm not sure who. Liverpool probably will win 2-1, something like that. But you never know with Arsenal. I just think stay away from the outrights. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals all day long.
There we go. Mr. Flash, are you going for the Alex Classic, or have you got something else?
No, obviously Liverpool beat Palace for me last week, even though I had Palace +2, so that was fine. Obviously, Liverpool only scoring the 1 goal, but they should have beaten them by more than that. I've got to go with full house, to be honest. Both teams will score. I can't see it being a 1-1, so it's got to be over 2.5. This will be a proverbial basketball game. I just see goals, and if he had to pin me down, I'll probably see Liverpool coming out on top, but I think it could be a classic.
Yeah, I think so as well. Very exciting match here. Tottenham versus Burnley here next match. Tottenham 1.25, draw 5.75, and Burnley 12. I'm just wondering whether Tottenham's slightly overpriced there at 1.25. But then again, it is Burnley. It is on the road. Flash, so let's start with you. Martin, are you there?
I'm here. Yes, I can take it. I can take it away because I like the look of this game. Tottenham versus Burnley. This is probably my favourite game of the weekend from a betting perspective. as an Arsenal fan, I obviously hope that Burnley pull off a surprise win, but I very, very much doubt it. I think this is a really good game for Tottenham to end their Wembley hoodoo and show that they can grind out results at their new home. I think Burnley are going to struggle to score in this game away from home. They didn't score against West Brom. I think Tottenham can do a similar job at stifling their attack. Tottenham to win to 0, 1.9.
There we go. And this is your best bet for the weekend.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Interesting. Okay, big man, what do you like here?
Yeah, I agree with Martin wholeheartedly. I think this is a great spot for them to kind of end the treehouse of horrors there at Wembley and get the job that he gets the team in Burnley, who I know they made a move and brought Chris Wood, who I love at Leeds, but I mean he's failed everywhere he's went in the Premier League. I don't know why Burnley thinks it's going to be much different, but we'll let them make the moves that they want to make. Yeah, win to 0 looks good. I think Harry Kane hasn't had a lot of luck early in the season. He hit some posts a couple times. I think he finds the back of the net here as well. I agree with Martin. I think this is a 2-0 game. We have to remember, guys, last year, remember Tottenham just crushed opponents like this? They were winning seemingly every week, 4-0 or 3-0. I considered laying 2 goals here. I think this could be an absolute steal for Tottenham. They should win big. But I'll go win to 0. I think he makes a great point there. I don't think Burnley could score.
Interesting. And what about you, Flash? What are your thoughts here?
Did you not get everything I'd said at the beginning then?
No, it all froze. I don't really know what happened. Like everybody froze. I thought it was my internet
okay. Yeah,
connection.
well, basically, I'm really impressed with Spurs. And what I said to you about the Wembley pitch before the season has started, they've got it cut down to the exact same length at White Hart Lane, and that's why they were so good against Chelsea at the weekend. So for me, yes, I love Tottenham to win to 0, but I'll be also doing them with -2 as well. So I got
to say, Natalie, where do you get info like that? That's such Flash is just great with that info. Great inside info.
Yeah. Well, Eddie Vasco says I don't like that Wembley pitch, but maybe now it's cut. I agree with you, Flash. There, I think they should be back to their winning ways. Is Tottenham? I have to say it's a no bet for me though. Interestingly, I don't know. I just didn't know it's the only no bet, but I made up for it with 2 bets on the last match. So, but yeah, it's a no bet for me. I have to say. But you guys are all on this Tottenham win to 0, or Tottenham -1.5.
Yep.
Yeah,
nice.
I think Tottenham very, very strong defensively, just very solid, and they can really stifle this Burnley attack.
Right. Okay. Now is where I'm going to ask you for your banker and your ACCA. Do bear in mind, I am putting these bankers in the bankroll bankers. The only bet that you can't do though is both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals because Betway does not have that market. So that's the only one you can't do. So bear that one in mind. Martin, I'll start with you. What's your banker?
Well, I have to go with Tottenham to win to 0 after bigging it up like that. As we were talking, I started to really like the sound of both teams to score in the over 2.5 goals in the Liverpool game, and also Man City -1.5 Asian handicap. But I'll stick to my guns and I'll go with Tottenham win to 0.
Okay, Tottenham win to 0 and Uraka.
Oh, okay.
I can come back to you if you want.
No, I'll go for a Southampton win and a West Brom win. That would give you a very good price for an ACCA. Small stake on that. All
right, very nice. Big man, what have you got?
I might really be annoyed that I do this. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go Palace straight win. 1.9 is my banker. I just really think it's time to end it. You got to get a win here. I'm going to bet against Swansea all year. ACCA, I'm going to go Tottenham win to 0 and both teams score over 2.5. Arsenal and Liverpool.
Okay, and Flash, what have you got? Banker and ACCA.
Oh, it's honestly, I think there's like 5 bankers. I really am struggling. I've got to go West Brom at home. That is for sure. And I've got to go with my double will be Watford and Brighton under 2.5 goals. And I'm going to throw West Ham for the value in a double with the under 2.5 goals.
All right, nice. I think I would have to go for the over 2.5 goals, Liverpool, Arsenal. Also like Man City, that's as the banker. And then I like Man City minus 1.5 and the Watford win as my ACCA bet. So there we go.
Hey, Natalie?
Yes?
Let me ask you. So we can't do a banker that we can't put in the Betway? Is that what you're saying?
For now, until because then I can't track it.
Because I'll be real, my banker was going to be both teams to score over 2.5, Arsenal, Liverpool. But for the sake of the show and for the sake of the tracking, I'll go Palace. They're my second favorite banker.
Well, you can take it. So what I did, because last week you went for Liverpool, you went both teams to score 2.5 goals. So what I did was I did it as two separate bets, which obviously both lost.
You know what? I'm going to do that because that's
so if you really want, I can do that as I can do them as like two separate bets.
I'm going to do that, and I want to say I've lost both of my bankers, and I'm still winning. So I need to get up.
That's because Nat's looking after you.
That's
what was that, Flash?
Okay.
That's because Nat split up your bets.
I see.
So
well, on the tracker, though,
Yeah, no, on the tracker, Big Man is leading. So there we go. That wraps up our show. Premier League Punters Week 3 powered by 8888 Sport. Did I an extra eight in there? Well, there we go. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll be back for best bets. They're headed into the weekend. Team Bankroll and also the Bankroll Bankers, who's all our best bets. We are up in profit from our bankers last week, so we hope to keep that continued. Guys, thank you so much, Martin, Flash, and Big Man. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks,
guys. Thanks,
Cheers, Nat. Cheers, Martin. Cheers, Big Man.
Cheers.